watching the Mystical Green Beanie.
Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? I am the Mystical Green Beanie, and welcome to my extremely late review for Man of Steel issue number 4. And I'm not sure what my uploading schedule is going to be like, so if I've already uploaded my review for Dan Slott's Amazing Spider-Man, then I guess I'll say it again here. But the reason my schedule is all out of whack is because I wanted to do a retrospective review for Dan Slott's Amazing Spider-Man run. And surprise, surprise, reading 10 years worth of comics is a very time-consuming process. Who'd have thought? But I digress. Anyways, like I said, this is my review for Man of Steel issue number 4, written by Brian Michael Bendis and drawn by Kevin Maguire. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And, I mean, there's not a lot to say here. This was more of an action-driven issue, and the action is very well written, and it's very beautifully drawn. It took me back to Bendis' early New Avengers work, actually, where there's a lot of story being told through the action and whatnot. I love the contrast between the way Bendis approaches Superman and Supergirl in this situation, because Kara is going guns blazing and causing a lot of collateral damage while in combat, and Superman is trying his best to stay even-tempered. Something I really appreciated was how we were in Clark's head during the entire fight, and somewhere along the lines he says something to the effect of, if a villain is charging you head-on like this, and they're making it personal, they're counting on you to be sloppy and make mistakes. Which is a really interesting way to approach Superman in a situation like this. Because for those of you who maybe didn't get the memo or are just now tuning in, this villain named Rogozar randomly appeared and murdered everybody in the bottled city of Kandor, and Superman, understandably, was somewhat shaken and pissed off. But I like how strategic he's being in this battle. And I know that this shouldn't be a surprise to me, but, you know, with new writers, this isn't always a given. But Bendis seems to be writing Superman very much in the same vein as Jurgens and Tomasi. He's experienced, and this most definitely is not his first rodeo. So I love seeing Superman divide his attention between fighting Rogozar and trying to make sure civilians are safe, while also trying to find a weakness that he can exploit in battle. And there is a really cool moment where Bendis puts to the forefront just how powerful Superman really is. Because he says that if he punched Rogozar with all of his might and hit him with a straight-up United States of Smash, he would effectively flatten Metropolis. Regardless, the fight continues, and that leads right into the Action Comics 1000 short story, where Rogozar stabs Superman, and then he wakes up in a trashed Metropolis with Green Lantern gathering intel from witnesses. We also get the return of those really annoying side characters who kept going on about Superman's trunks. But more importantly, Green Lantern informs Superman that this has elevated from a small Earth-based issue to a potential cosmic threat due to Rogozar using the term cleansing in relation to Krypton. And because of that, he's going to have to report this to his superiors on Oa, which I find somewhat interesting. And the issue ends with Superman going back to his fortress, only to be greeted by Rogozar, and the two have a back and forth before Superman apparently lets off a solar flare, which, if I'm gonna be honest, is a power that I completely forgot that he still had. We also find out who was piloting that giant metal cockroach thing, and it turns out to be Jor-el. But more specifically, the Mr. Oz version of Jor-el, who I thought was dead? I mean, I haven't gone back to read the Oz Effect since it came out, but I distinctly remember him dying at the end of that story arc, but apparently not. And even if he did, this is still the world of comics, where death is more of an option than anything else. But it's really curious that he should show up before all of this Rogozar stuff goes down, and tell Lois and Clark that he needs to take his grandson John into his care for protection. Maybe he was aware that Rogozar was coming, and if that's the case, then he knew that he had to protect the last heir of the House of El. Kevin Maguire does the art for this issue, and this is a guy I'm pretty familiar with. He's an old-school Justice League International artist, among many other things. He also did a few issues of the New 52 World's Finest comic with Power Girl and Huntress. And I know he does a lot of cover work too. Regardless, he's the artist for this issue, and it's both really good and really subpar. And what I mean by that is that all of the action and the cityscape and the locations look amazing, but his faces look just a bit off. And it really distracted me when reading this book. Like, there were faces that Superman and Supergirl will make where they just look like their heads have been replaced with smushed potatoes. And it's really funny, but also really off-putting. And there is a difference between drawing faces like that intentionally, where the characters are in the middle of a tense moment, and just drawing really rushed faces. As for the second artist for this book, we had Jason Fabok, who is still just amazing as ever. He actually gets more stuff to draw besides Clark and his family reacting to a giant metal cockroach, so that was awesome. And I really dug his rendition of jor-el. Just something about it was really cool and stood out to me. But yeah, that was issue 4 of Man of Steel. Sorry again for the delay, but yeah, I was digging this issue a lot. Bendis is really riding smoothly so far. Like I said in my previous reviews, I just hope that he can keep this momentum going because he's doing a great job. But that's just my opinion. But what about you? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button, share, support the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, all you have to do is subscribe. I'm the Mystical Green Beanie. Thank you for watching, and as always, until next time, adios, nachos.